How are you?
Doing well.
Good. I'm Mark Palchik, and I live in Washington, D.C., and I got to tell you, I really like it. I do, but it's getting so damn expensive, right?
It is.
I mean, do you have any idea what it costs these days to buy a politician?
No.
And you know what? They're really not worth it. We have a D.C. council member that tweeted the Jews control the weather. Really, the Jews. They haven't been able to control the weather since they left Egypt the first time. And besides which, if they really had that superpower, they would just keep Manhattan warm. But you know, every once in a while we have, we do have politicians that say things of value. I mean, we must remember, we always must remember, especially you and me, that we are descendants of immigrants and revolutionists. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Ask not what your country can do for you, but rather ask what you can do for your country. John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I say, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Right? Ronald Reagan. And more contemporaneously, I did not have sex with that woman, William Clinton. Now, you probably thought that I was going to do, we will build a great, great wall along our southern border. But Trump didn't say that first. That was the Emperor Qin of China. And you know what? It hasn't been very successful in keeping the Americans out, that's for sure. There's one thing the Chinese are very good at. Well, actually, they're quite good at a lot of things. But in particular, they're good at keeping automatic weapons out of China. Something we're not very good at in the United States. In the United States, more people are killed every year by automatic gunfire than all the soldiers that have died in Afghanistan since 9/11. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Right? I mean, that's horrible. We got to do something about that, right? Right? But you know what? Gun control's not the answer. That's just fucking liberal bullshit. What we have to do is let every mother, father, child, and child molester that wants to own a gun, let them buy one. And take it to Afghanistan where he can make Afghanistan great again. That worked well. Are you at least happy about the midterm elections? I am, by the way. Is this order? I am, by the way, politically fluid. So, you happy about the midterm elections? Yes? Democrats took control. Democrats took control of the House. Missed the Senate by this much. A mere 600,000 votes in just 5 states. Texas, Tennessee, North Dakota, Florida, Indiana. They would have had the Senate. So I figured out what the blue state Democrats have to do for 2020. They're going to have to move. They're going to have to move from D.C. They're going to have to move from Maryland. They have to, but I'm not going to move. Oh, no. I grew up in Akron, Ohio, where the only form of entertainment we had was to go to evangelical church. Oh, it's back on. Lord be praised. And I went. I did. I got to see the Reverend Rex Humbard preach at the cathedral tomorrow, and he was amazing. He was so charismatic. He was so powerful. You know, he had the power to take away all of my illnesses. He had the power to take away all of my sins. He had the power to take all major credit cards, but not American Express. And boy, howdy, I wanted that power. Oh, yes, I did. So I went to my career counselor and I said, Rabbi, I want to be an evangelical preacher. And he said, you know, Mark, they don't let Jews do that. So I decided to become the next best thing. You know, a lawyer. Hey, come on, they're really not all that bad. They can be very useful as sleep aids. If you don't believe me, just ask them what they do all day. If you're not asleep in 10 minutes, you're not listening. But I get it. People like calling lawyers about as much as they like calling undertakers. But if grandma's dying, you better call the undertaker. And you sure as hell better call a lawyer if you're the one that killed grandma. All I'm really trying to say, it would be so much better if people just called lawyers before they did stupid shit. You know, treat lawyers like condoms. It's best to use them before you get fucked. I'm Mark Palchik. Thank you very much.